What's going on, everybody? And welcome to the other side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams. As always, I'm joined by Shannon.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? So welcome to Friday's episode. So please, if you have not done so already, tune in for the rest of the week. So Monday, we discussed the new cyber initiative implementation plan from the White House administration, and kind of how that's gonna roll out and how we feel about it. Then Tuesday, we discussed is it
Hick Vision.
Hick Vision? There it
Yeah.
is, Hick Vision, and how some of their cameras were compromised. Like not some, a lot of their cameras were compromised, and how their the images of children uh, and nudity and things of that nature have been posted to Telegram, and just our how we feel about that, how we feel about how Hikvision is treating it, how we feel about the customers and their lack or their strong passwords and things of that nature. So definitely tune in for that one. Then on Wednesday, we had a discussion about water treatment facilities and how the federal government's uh, uh, survey of some sort or rule or regulation, there's been a stay, and it's being pushed by district attorneys in a few different states. How we kind of discuss what we think of that and how it will impact our critical infrastructure. So definitely tune in for that one as well. And then there may be an Ask a CISP this week or not, but definitely tune in for the last one was Daryl Brooks. It was a really good interview. And then the next one coming up will probably be Darren King Jr. So definitely check that one out when it does publish. Without further ado, I give it to Shannon.
All right, now so this week it was a good week. I took in some media, some games. So I'll start with Horizon, right? Because that's been the thing for the last few months. I'm telling you, dude, like I think I'm addicted and I just don't know it.
No, you're definitely addicted. You do know
So yeah, I like
both.
so I looked at the stats yesterday. I played 130 hours.
Okay.
And I'm only 54% through the main story. Like and I still got side missions I'm looking at. Like, oh, I gotta go do this. I gotta go do
Right.
this. Like
How many hours did you say?
130.
130 divided by 24.
Yeah.
Because it's always more impressive how many days have you played a game. You've been playing for 5 days.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I can't, I don't know. Like I like the game. I do. And I felt like I was not playing it as constantly because I like throughout the week, like I really don't play it so much throughout the week. But on the weekends, like if we're not doing anything, like I'll be up early and I'll get some time in. Friday night, I get some time in, and like it's equaled up to 130 hours.
There you go.
54% through the main story. I'm like, wow, I thought it was a little further than that, but
That's the side quests.
I
Side
know
quests
this
must be ridiculous.
getting me. Like if I see a question mark on a map and it says unknown, I'm like, I gotta know what that is. You know what I mean? Like I
Not for
gotta
long. You see, I
yeah,
know,
yeah,
like not for long.
yeah.
Aha.
Let me go ahead and put a waypoint right there. Let me see what that is. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's crazy, man. But I've been putting a lot of time into that. I watched on Netflix Lincoln Lawyer, the TV series. I don't know if you're
Okay.
first season of that, but watch the second season. I think I like the first season better. And what they did this time that I did not like was they broke it up. So you know how like with Stranger Things Netflix did where
Yeah.
they had like that first part and then they came back into the second part. They did the same thing here, but they're not making you wait as long. I think the second part of this second season is coming out in the beginning of August. So you only have to wait
Okay.
like a month or whatever. But I'm like, you already got it, just drop it. You know what I mean? Like, why are you doing this? But it's a good series. I like it. I think I like the first season better, but it's still good. What else did I watch? Secret Invasion. Have you been watching Secret Invasion?
Yeah, I'm caught up.
So I
Uh,
I think this last episode was the best of the season, but it still wasn't that great. I will say.
right, right.
Um,
I think we're spoiled. I think we are
100%.
spoiled.
100%.
Because this should be great. And I don't know what it like. It has a humongous budget. It has all the characters. Again, it's B tier, right? Like I'm not trying to take anything away from
Samuel Jackson.
Fury
Yeah.
or Rhodes or any of that stuff, but this is not the Avengers for a reason, right? It's explained within the story. Um, but yeah, man, I don't know what it is. Like it's got the espionage, it's got the like you're seeing stuff being like, oh, I didn't know that like it has implications into past Marvel stuff and future Marvel stuff. This should be the sweet spot. It has some really good conversations, like the conversation between Fury and Rhodes, and then the conversation between Fury and his what's her name? His wife's name? I forget.
Priscilla.
Yeah, Priscilla. Amazing conversations. Like I'm not all about just dialogue and exposition, but when you have really good dialogue and exposition, but then it's just it even had action.
This was, and that's why I say
It
it
was
was
just
the
like,
best of the
man,
series. Like, yeah, but it was still so for me. I don't think these last two episodes can save it to where I'll be like, okay, you definitely need to watch, because you'd have to drag through the first four at that
right.
point.
But
Um,
that seems to be all of their shows though, right? Or at least at the beginning, like WandaVision was like that. The first two episodes were just like, man, two or three.
that was the first three. Yeah,
Yeah,
the first
yeah, two
three.
or three.
Yeah,
What was the other one that drug out? Moon Knight drug out.
I didn't think Moon Knight was good at all.
I would say it picked up right in the middle, and then it fell off again. It was like, man, there was like, okay, and it was like, man.
No, you're 100% dead on in that we are spoiled. Like, we expect a certain level. Because even She-Hulk, like, I was like, okay, that
Yeah,
started
She-Hulk.
pretty good, and
Yeah.
then for me it was like,
Miss
I'm
Marvel.
down, and then yeah, Miss Marvel I was not down for.
Have any of the shows been good? Like
Loki I thought was good. I thought
Loki was good. Falcon and Winter Soldier, I thought was good.
well, Falcon and Winter Soldier, I thought that started out kind of slow though,
Did Sarah slow
and
too? Maybe that's just
I thought it started
the
slow.
MO.
Yeah.
We're forgetting the show. What was the other one? Or was that it? Oh,
Uh,
what it well, I guess what if counts. What if was
what
great the entire
what if
time.
was good? Yeah, what if was
The
good.
entire time was good.
Um,
I feel like we're missing one though.
well, they had their one-off ones. They had the Christmas special for
Oh,
Guardians,
right. Yep. And
and
then
then
they
they
had
had
the Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night. I was not a fan of. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems like they're just, I don't know. They are missing a lot more lately than I'd like for them to. But
But
even with movies, right? Because like I didn't like the second Doctor Strange. I was like, I still haven't watched it. I watched it in the movie theater, and then I have not watched it on Disney Plus. Like, it has been available to me for
what was
probably,
that the Multiverse of Madness?
yeah.
Yeah. I did see it in theater. I was in Turkey at the time. It was good. It wasn't great.
But you like Sam Raimi though. Like, you like the zombie
I
stuff
do.
that
I
Raimi
do.
does and all
I
that. So
do.
like that right there, like if you like his direction, then you're all for it. I have not. The only things I've seen of his was the Spider-Man that he did, right? So like when he did the first, well, I shouldn't say the first Spider-Man, but when he did the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man
Right.
movie, um, I liked the first two. The third one, not so much. I was just like,
Right. I think it's everybody though. Like the third
yeah,
one's just weird.
yeah,
That was the one where he had the black suit, like he was
yeah.
Venom and he was like the bad boy, Toby.
Well, look, but like that game trailer, I think you sent it to me for the new Spider-Man game that came out.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of how it is, though, right? Like, he has the black suit on, and he's kind of a jerk.
He's
You
edgy.
know what I mean? Like,
He's edgy with the black suit
yeah,
on. It's like how's that my problem? Like I don't know if you ever saw the they do a trailer for the first Spider-Man, but they put that line in there, how's that my problem? For everything. So that's always his response. So like Mary Jane says something like affectionate to me, says, how's that my problem? And then at the end, remember the scene where he's at the grave site and she comes up to him and his response is, how's that my problem?
you're saying this is it's Spider-Man?
Yeah, so they took the first trailer for Spider-Man, but they replaced all of Tobey Maguire's dialogue with "Why is that my problem?"
Oh, okay. I got you.
So
Oh,
like, it'd be like real like heartfelt moments. It'd be like, "But how's that my problem?" Edgy Spider-Man.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm not feeling it either. It's like they got two more episodes to really do something with it, and they do that. And again, I think I'm spoiled because they have just they come out with these monumental moments. They've killed off beloved characters, and then they have the scrolls could be anybody. I'm just like, meh.
Because you don't know, like I know it has prompted some people to go back and look, like with some of the stuff that's come up on Who Was a Scroll. I know people have gone back, and there's probably a video on YouTube like,
Oh
this is
yeah,
when it all changed over. This is when we thought this person was a scroll. This is when they turned into be a scroll. And I'm like, okay, I don't know about that. But
yeah. I don't think they even have to put in that type of work. Like I don't think Kevin Feige had to say early MCU, okay, this person's gonna be a scroll. Like it can always be explained, right? You can always say, oh well, this visual cue is like you can always just make it up on the back end. And people will go for it. They'll be like, yeah, I like it.
And also it's in this universe, right? Because there's a multiverse. But when we originally did it, that was this universe, but we're in
Right.
this
Right.
universe.
He has so many outs right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's not really doing it for me either. What it was, you got movie wise or TV wise.
Strange New Worlds. Watch
Okay.
Strange New
I
Worlds.
gotta jump on it.
It's good. This one was pretty good. It was interesting because you know how Spock is. The way this one played out was pretty
Yeah.
funny. So controlling his emotions and whatnot, and it's pretty funny. But no real action in this one either. But it was still good. They had another one. It was the second episode where there was like a courtroom thing that was pretty good. So I'm not. I realize I say I need some action and all that, but I
Yeah.
can be had if there is none. If you make a good episode, but
Right. I
yeah,
gotta
this
jump on it.
this one.
I definitely gotta jump on it.
Did you watch the first season of Strange New Worlds or no?
No, I've only watched it to the episode. Like I told you, it was the episode with the she had to translate the what the planet was saying. It's like episode two or three,
Yeah,
or and then maybe one more. There was so maybe one after that, or it might be one before that. But it was the one where the civilization discovered warp, but they didn't use it to travel. They used it to bomb each other
yeah,
to make bombs.
yep,
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that would be yeah, that's about realistic as you can get.
yep, yep. But no, I think it's a good series. Like I'm not a very big Trekkie, but like because I haven't seen a lot of the animated stuff. Um, what's the one that's more comedic that I can't Lower Decks? I
Yeah,
can't get into it, man. Like, and I'm all for comedies, you know what I mean? Especially when it's animated comedy. Like I'm all for it, but I can't get into that. And some of the other stuff they've done that's animated or the other TV series I haven't been into. Like I haven't watched Enterprise, Deep Space Nine, some of those other ones. I haven't watched them,
right, right.
but this one I'm down for. Like it's all good with this one. Watched another episode of the Gladiators documentary. Haven't finished it yet, so that one was it's decent. It kind of came down some now. Like when I first watched the first couple episodes, I was like, oh, okay, because this is the one that's actually from the gladiators' point of view, right? So
Gotcha.
it's them telling the story of how everything was behind the scenes and whatnot. But I'll probably finish that up this week, which that's what I think I said last week. I'll finish that up this week. No, I watched one more episode. I think I have one more left because it's a 5-parter. What else did I watch? I had to make a list here. Oh, so for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I watched Lethal Weapon 2 and 3.
Okay.
I don't know why I watched it. Like I was just like I was on Max looking at stuff and I was like Lethal Weapon. I was like it's been a long time since I've seen those. It's like let me watch them. Like I know they're crazy, right? Like that's 80s and early 90s. It might not even be early 90s. It might both be in the 80s actually. Now I'm thinking about it. Um, like that type of action and you know what I mean? Because like it's funny to me because I always think about this, but in the second one, there's a part where Mel Gibson is rolling on the ground shooting, and I'm like, that can't work. Like you're not accurate shooting somebody if you're rolling on
Right.
the ground, like shooting at people. I was like, it don't make sense. But I laugh, I chuckle every time I see it. But yeah, I don't know why. I just got in that mood and I was like, watch 2, gotta watch 3. So but that's been pretty much it for me. Like, um, yeah, that's it pretty much. What about you?
So I didn't really play Zelda. I think I like maybe a couple
Uh,
hours into it. Yeah, I was between work and just relaxing. I think I got a couple hours in, but I'm still at like 80 hours. I'm like not even halfway through the game. So still really enjoy it. It's still a great game. I just didn't have the patience. Like my character is down in the they call it the depths. So like there's three tiers to this Zelda, right? Like before it was all Hyrule, you're on surface level. So now you have Sky Islands and you have the caverns underneath Hyrule, and each of them have the same landmass. Like so it's humongous. Like the game is humongous. Like Sky Islands are kind of scattered around or what have you, but like underground, like there's some walls, and I'm starting to discover that those walls that I do run into are because there's a body of water above. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. 'Cause I was like, why is this thing here? And then finally, when I was playing with the maps, I was like, oh, because I'm in. There's a lake right here, so that's why I can't get around it. So it has to be a hole somewhere up top to get back in here, and like it's pretty much its own game, so to speak. Like there's some stuff that you have to do down there, but for the most part, most of it is just exploration. I found my tunic of time, like the old school tunic, was just down there. Like I beat a boss, and then it was just that was my reward. And I was like, I'm sure there's a guy that would have told me to come down here and do this. I just did it organically. I was like, okay, cool. Um, so I'm definitely enjoying that. I downloaded Alan Wake, the remaster. So Alan Wake was a game that came out, I want to say the 360 back in the day. Um, and they just remade it because there's an Alan Wake 2 coming out. It's like a survival horror type game, I guess would be the best way of describing it. Like, so Alan Wake is a writer, and what's happening is the things he's writing is actually happening. So it's kind of like if Stephen King wrote a book and he got stuck in it. Was actually pretty good. It's got that whole Maine vibe to it, right? Because that's where writers go. They go to Maine or somewhere where they overlook, you know what I mean? Like they got a typewriter overlooking the water. There's a lighthouse out there somewhere. It's got all those tropes. But I downloaded it because it's going to be what I pivot to come off of Zelda. I need something to break up that exploration RPG and do something that's a little bit quicker, a little bit more, something I get in and out of. Like the game can't be longer than like maybe 10 hours. So that'll be what I pivot to.
Even if a game is longer than 10 hours, you'll make it happen in 10 hours. You're the main story guy. Like you
I
ain't just
just try and get through. So-
yeah. Except for Zelda. Except for
like what?
Zelda's the only one, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Like you said, like if I see a question mark or I see something shiny, I'm like, I gotta go over there. I gotta see what this is. So definitely enjoying that. There's a lot more story in the Zelda too, than the last one. Like it feels like anyway. Like before, it was kind of like you're just out there in the wilderness, silent protagonist. But like I'm actually getting the conversations with side characters in this one. It was like that's interesting. Um, and I'm not. It's not distracting at all. I'm like, okay, I learned something new about the environment. I can go do this thing. Because there's so many mechanics they don't teach you because they want you to figure it out organically or they want you to figure it out by questing. So there's no big tutorial section like old Nintendo games, which I definitely appreciate. But what have I been watching? So I finished Silo. Good. I liked it. Like I had my brother-in-law and my and Junior watching it with me at the end. Like they didn't watch the first four, but they watched the last four with me. Or I'm sorry, they didn't watch the first six, but they watched the last four with me. So I had to clue them in on some things to move forward. But it did the ending I like. They don't end on a cliffhanger for me without answering some questions. It answered some questions and then it left me with some big ass questions at the end, right? Where they kind of expand, where you go from this, very small thing to like, oh, it had one of those moments at the end, which I appreciate. So I'm like, I can't wait for season two. Um,
one of my coworkers was watching that too, and he said the same thing. He was like, "It's a good series." He
Yeah,
it,
it's
ta-
it's real
it
good.
is
It makes me want to read the books now.
is
Because
it based off a book?
it's based off of three books.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, but I don't want to spoil it. So like it's always like the book the show never lives up to the book. And if the book is bad, it makes you not want to watch the show type situation. Like I Am Legend was a decent short story, but the movie crushed it. I was like, okay, you nailed it out. You killed it right here. But typically they don't. Like you'll watch a story, the story you love, you'll watch it on the screen, you'll be like, man, you could have did better. Like Fahrenheit 451 was with Michael B. Jordan. They made that for Max not too long ago. Uh, couldn't hold a candle to the book. Like,
Like 451. That was
yeah,
Michael B.
yeah, Michael B. Jordan made it recently. Like, it's a remake of like, so that movie was made way back in the day. Like, it was made back in like the 50s or the 60s. The book was written like in man, when did he write that book? Was it the 30s or 40s? Now I gotta go back. I gotta read it again. I haven't read it in like a decade, but it was one of my favorite books at the time. Um, where firemen set fires, like just the concept blew my mind, right? Because they're trying to destroy artifacts from the past. because you're not supposed to have books, you're not supposed to have poems and literature and paintings. It's a very flat, boring society where people don't really stand out. So firemen have to go into homes and burn them down when they find things like that.
Why am I thinking? What movie am I thinking of though with Samuel L. Jackson in the kilt?
Sam Jackson, a kilt. Was he wearing a kilt?
Yeah, and I thought that was Fahrenheit 451.
I don't know that one. Samuel Jackson, the kilt.
Yeah.
Oh no. But it's in the same kind of genre. Like the Silo is like a Brave New World or a 1984 type vibe to it, where you're just like, why can't we do these things? Like, why is there so many restrictions? Why is Big Brother watching us? And then at the very end, it kind of expands. You're like, oh, I get some inclinations of what's going on here. And like I said, Common was like one of the main bad guys. Excellent job. Like my RJ was like, I know that guy from somewhere. Or he looks like a rapper I know. I was like, it's Common, man. He's like, it's Common? I said, yeah, it's Common. He acts too. But yeah, he did an excellent job.
He is a good actor. I do like him and the stuff that he's John Wick included, right? Like it's just like, yeah, he does good work.
Yeah.
Formula 51 is the name of the one with Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So I was like, why am I thinking Samuel L. Jackson? So Fahrenheit, there's an F and then there's a 51 in it, but it's 451. Okay. All
Right,
right.
right. Because that's the temperature that books burn at. It's 451.
451. Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's an excellent book. It's a short read too. Um, but I didn't feel like that the movie they made did it justice. They did a good job, but it wasn't what I expected. Uh, so it's hit or miss. That's why I kind of want to wait till that's after it's over, and then I'll read the books. Because another show that I'm going to start is Foundation season 2. Foundation is based on a bunch of different books, to which I hear that they're Asimov's okay books. They're not his greatest, right? But the TV show is fire. So the first season was a little boring because they have to get all of the like because the universe like it's literally the story of a universe, right? So it's like they have to get all of this exposition out of the way, thousands of years of information, and they said season 2 they get to the action. So it's kind of like the Dune movies. Like the first Dune movie was a lot of talk. The second Dune movie is supposed to be war, right? So um I think season 2 is going to be where it really picks up at. So you might want to skip season 1, like just watch the YouTube video,
Mm.
jump
See,
right into season 2.
that's the thing, man. Like if I don't know, they'll tell you that, but like, is it gonna be like with Halo? Like Halo started
Oh,
bad,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
was like, oh, this is gonna be great. Like they drop down, they start blowing stuff up,
right.
and then it was like talk, talk, talk. Okay, one more scene of blowing stuff up. Talk, talk, talk. I was like, I still didn't finish it. Did you ever finish Halo? You
I
finished it.
did I did finish it. It
Yeah.
was it was terrible. And I'm a huge Halo fan, right? I played all the
Right.
games. I read the books up to the Ghost of Onyx. I didn't read past that. I kind of grew out of the Halo books, but um, yeah, that show was not good. It had so much potential. Like they were going somewhere, and then they were like, "Boop." You're like, "What is this? What are you doing here?" Um, it had one more, like, so you got to the very boring part, and then they had one more scene where the Master Chief was doing his Master Chief thing. He dropped in, and it's like when you play Halo, the sandbox where you're like you're climbing on top of ships and you're throwing dudes out and you're blowing stuff up. He did all of that in the episode, and I was like, yes, they finally getting there. And then it was back to exposition. It was like, what are you doing?
Not for
Uh,
me.
yeah, but yeah, so I finished Silo. I watched Extraction 2 finally. Amazing. Like it gave me exactly what I was looking for.
Did you see? Did you pick up the 21 minute?
It just kept going. It was
Yeah.
just like I was like, you got to at some point there has to be a cut. Like, nah, we're just gonna keep going. Like, and I peeped. There's a meme. There's a meme of him hiding behind a ladder. He took cover behind a ladder.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I was like, that is pretty ridiculous. That's the out of everything in this movie, it was pretty ridiculous.
Like as it happened, I was like, I'm not seeing that right. I rewound it because I was like,
Yeah.
well, I missed what he's hiding behind because like a chopper
He,
is going to get you if that's what you're
he was
behind.
hiding behind, he took cover behind a ladder,
I was
a
like,
rung ladder.
yeah, a ring. Yeah, I was like, that's not right. And I was like, okay,
Like
what?
that, out of everything you did, that was the most implausible.
Yeah, everything, everything.
Everything you just did, that was the most implausible thing you did. That chopper would have ate you up.
Yeah.
but no, it was good. It gave me exactly what I was looking for. I actually was not going to start it last night. I actually started Evil Dead Rising. So I watched an episode of Project Greenlight. That's the one with Issa Rae and showing how movies are produced and what have you. Pretty interesting, but it's reality TV mixed in. You know what I mean? Like they're showing the process of making a movie, and I was just it's kind of it's cool, but I can't marathon it. I watched 2 episodes. I jumped off of that. I went to the Evil Dead Rising. I watched the first 3 minutes, and it was very Evil Dead. It was very good, but I was like, I'm not in the mood to for this right now. Like at one point, like she grabbed the lady by her ponytail and she snatched her scalp off, and I was like,
In the
not
first
tonight.
3 minutes? In the first
Yeah,
three
first
minutes?
3 minutes, I was like, not tonight. So that's why I put on distraction. I was like, tonight I just want to see just action, people getting shot, stuff like that. So I watched it. It was really good. Like I don't know how they did the 20. I was like, there has to be a cut here somewhere. Like, how did you just keep like that scene where he was in the yard fighting? And I like how they didn't show it in the preview. How they didn't show he was fighting with somebody else. I was like, it's no way they like were able to do this all the way through. It just kept going and going and building and building. Like when he put the explosives on the door and he used those as a weapon. I was like, yo, this is amazing. Like it's a really good movie. Like I definitely hands down they got to make a third one.
Well, you gotta wait for him to come back from his
Yes,
hiatus.
hiatus. Yeah.
Yeah. But
But yeah, it was amazing. Like I like it even had the montage of him getting back, getting ready. Like it took you well, he was in the coma for 9 months, but it only took you 6 weeks to get ready.
yo,
He
he
was mission ready.
and it's crazy because I thought they would play back to. So do you remember how the first one ended, where the kid is in the pool and he comes up, and the
Yeah.
silhouette that's standing there is him? So I thought at some point they would show, him going back to visit the kid or something like that to tie it into the first one, but that never happened.
Right, right.
Right. And the way this one ends, I don't know if he'll get that chance. You know what I mean? I don't know if he'll be, you know, able to see this kid or whatever,
Right, right. That would be a good way to wrap it up though. Like the trilogy and like end it there. So it kind of like all folds back onto itself.
Good.
Because I'm interested to see who Idris Elba character is, right?
Yeah. Because
Like I was like, you
don't
gotta
go
make a
into
third one.
explaining it. Yeah, they don't go
Yeah.
into explaining it. And like he ain't gonna just be there to give a few lines and just roll out, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
in the third one, he's probably gonna have to fight him. That's just how it is. He's
Or
probably
they
gonna
or
have
they
to-
fight or they fight together. I don't care. I just want to see it. Like that
yeah,
should be 22 minutes of just ass kicking.
yeah.
But no, so that was great. And then it's pretty much it. I bought the Barbie movie tickets, so that's gonna happen on Saturday.
Okay.
So we're gonna go see the Barbie movie. It's been getting really good reviews, so that's good. At least I know it'll be funny.
Is it getting good reviews, really?
Yeah, it's getting yeah. They said they handled it really well.
Okay. I saw the trailer in the movie theaters when I went to go see. What did I go see last? I went to go see a movie and Flash. I went to see the Flash. The trailer made more sense to me on what they were doing, right? Like it's kind of like a what was the one where they came from Cool World? Was that the name of it? Where
Yeah,
from
the cool
animation
world. Yep.
into the real world? Yeah, it was kind of it's the same type of premise. And I was like, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? So like that's how they're making this happen. Because I thought it would just be us watching them in Barbie land doing stuff. And I'm like, Ryan ain't gonna enjoy this. But no, it's different.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm taking both of the older kids. So obviously my daughter is super pumped, but Junior's just like I'll go. And he's probably gonna like it the most. He'd probably be in there cracking up. So we'll see how that goes. The youngest was like, no, thank you. It's like 2 hour Barbie movie. No, I'll stay home. It's like all right, but yeah, super excited for next week. So to check that one out, to actually get some hands on with Zelda finally, and I'll probably start picking up that Foundation TV show and see how it goes. So it's pretty much it for me though.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I don't my I don't know if I told you this or not, but my wife was like, she didn't know the new Mission Impossible movie was coming out. And she was like, I really want to go see this. And I was
Okay.
like, I'm a big Mission Impossible fan, like of the movies and whatnot. The only one I'm like, that's a miss is the second one. all the other ones I think are good. Like there is no way around it. They're good. And she had sent me a text and was like, "I'm gonna go see this movie," and I responded to her. I was like, "I didn't think you were that big of that big a Mission Impossible fan." And she said,
Right.
she said her reply was, "Bro, dot dot dot, bro, dot dot dot. Come on, bro." I was like, okay, my bad. Maybe I almost 25 years of marriage, I guess I
Right.
don't know you that well. I don't know, but yeah, it was funny. Like, because her humor isn't like that either. Like, I love her to death. I'm in love with her, but she doesn't have the humor like that. But the bro, the two lines of bro, and then come on, bro, it made me laugh.
Right.
I was
That's
just,
hilarious.
I was like, okay. I was like, so maybe this week we'll go see it. Uh,
Okay. Yeah, I heard it's amazing. It's reviewing real high. Like Tom Cruise, man, like stop. So you gotta stop doing the stunts, man.
there's
Like,
gonna come a point he has to. He's 60 now, right? Like I say the same thing about Keanu Reeves, though. Like Keanu Reeves is like 58, 59. Like
yeah,
he is not gonna be able to do this John Wick stuff forever because he's doing the majority of his own stunts too, right? But I'm like, you guys are gonna have to bring somebody else in. Like it,
yeah,
Jackie Chan eventually stopped. I think he stopped. I don't think Jackie Chan's doing his own stunts now. I know he's still putting movies out.
yeah. No, I think he's done after. Oh man, which one? He got hurt real bad in one of them. So I think he is officially done doing his own stunts because he did a more serious movie I still have not seen yet, where he's playing a cop. It came out years ago, like before I went to Turkey. I've always had it on the back burner.
Yeah, he's 70 or pushing 70 right now. Like, there's no way he should still be doing his own stunts like that. Fight choreography, I get it, right? Like you'll do some of that stuff, but when you gotta go through a bank teller window,
Right,
like
right.
yeah, don't do that anymore, Jackie.
Yeah, because there's Rumble in the Bronx where he broke his arm and then he kept doing stunts in the cast. Like the dude was ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah, like if you watch the outtakes, like so after at the end of Jackie Chan movies, they used to show him
Yeah.
get hurt. They show him having to slide it on and off. Like he's sliding on the cast and sliding off the cast to do different things.
What?
He's a monster.
I don't remember that. I've seen that. I've seen that movie, and I just do not remember that.
Yeah, you got to watch the outtakes because there's one where he gets hit in the head with a fridge door.
Yep.
Remember?
Yeah.
Like like you're like, yo, like everything hurts you. Like, why do you do this? But
And it's
yeah,
crazy. It's crazy because all the stuntmen like run on him immediately, right? Because like he's usually the producer and whatnot too, right?
yeah,
For the movies. So like whenever it does happen, they're like, oh, like they all on the phone. I'm like, oh no, our meal ticket.
right, right, exactly, exactly. But yeah, so it makes me want to watch a Jackie Chan movie now. I'm gonna probably squeeze one of those in this week because I haven't watched one in like a decade. So it's been a long time. But I need to watch that one. I need to watch his last one. Um, just to get out the way. I don't think he does a lot of stunts in there, whatever. But just to get his acting chops in there.
Man.
Yeah. But I think that pretty much does it for this episode. So I always forget to do the plugs, but definitely continue to tune in, watch us Monday, Tuesday, our topics, Wednesday discussion, Thursdays, Ask Us SP. Has been more frequent, right? So definitely check those out. Again, last week was Daryl Brooks. This upcoming one, I'm not sure the day I'm going to publish, but it'll be Darren King. And I have a few more in the pipe as well. But definitely hit up the YouTube, right? So like if you watch this on LinkedIn, that's cool. Greatly appreciate it. If you're listening to us on audio, great, keep that up. But also go check out the YouTube channel so you see our faces and watch the videos. So same content, but all video, right? Definitely check that out as well, so we get our subs up. So hit us up at all the social medias that go by our name. Hit me up personally. I'm at RYRY Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. I'm on LinkedIn, Clubhouse, Twitter, and Threads. Stay safe, stay secure.